Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Perchy from the Perchy TV. How are we all doing? We've played our first game. We've drawn to Brentford away. Guys, what are your thoughts about it? What are your thoughts about the game? Let's talk about it. Let's dissect it. Let's go through it all. But first of all, guys, come on. Sorry, my mic's in the wrong position. Sorry, guys, but there's 50 of you in here and 9 likes. Sorry, what is going on? Why is everyone so tight with the likes? First things first, let's get to 50 likes. Come on, that is the rules. You know that, people. We've been going long enough. 11 likes. God, have a work day off, guys. What's going on? And also, guys, just before we do that, the admin work, we are 8 subscribers now away from 1,800. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I wanted to say thank you every single time, because without you guys, this is nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's just me talking in front of a mic to myself without you people. So, genuinely, on a serious level, thank you so much. As I said, there's 55 of you in here and only 13 likes. What's going on? Come on. Everyone seems to just not hit that button. Okay, let's talk. First thing, let's use here. Big up, Kate. Hope you're doing well. Good morning to you. Good morning to Hennessy. Good morning. How are you doing, sir? Beyond that pick of Andrew Romero, and some say it's only a game. Now, listen, I think that was more because Romero had to go off. I think Romero was so adamant not coming off. Listen, I'll give him credit where credit's due. Great goal, by the way. Madison, though, was brilliant, but we'll delve into it in a second, definitely. Big up, Jim. Morning, Perchy. And we trust. Love the football. When we gel properly, it will be fantastic. I agree. There's so much to be positive right now. Morning, Tigaro. Single parent theory. How are you doing, sir? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Everman. Hope you're doing well. Paul Hangle. Big up, Perch Dog. Hope you're well. Yes, I'm okay. Listen, it's been good. I'm spending a bit of time with my mother, who's come to visit me here in Barcelona. So that's why I'm just sort of sporadically on streams. I went out to the pub and watched the game yesterday. But good game. We'll delve into it, though, Paul. Big up Perchy. Big up Phil Coys. One of the Phil Army. One of many of them. Decent game. Almost everywhere played Ange ball except the 4-3. They still look like they hadn't got the Conte ball out of their head. We'll dig into that. Ironically, we will dig into that very shortly. Morning, RW. Hope you're well, guys. Hope you're well, mate. Romero with a bullet head at a Perchy. Phil. We'll delve straight into it, my friend. Perch does smash that. Let's say it. Come on, there's 22 likes, 58 in here. Surely 28 of you now that are in here haven't hit the like button. Do it. Let's get to 50 straight away. Ryan McCaff. Afternoon, we need a striker. Richarlison's not it. Again, we'll talk about Richarlison in just a bit. We'll delve straight into all of it. My mother is at the beach at the moment. I had work this morning, so she's at the beach. She is at the beach, Juice. And I don't think she wants to comment anyway. Eric Dyer is a tosser, is a loo. Oh, dear. Yeah, we'll talk about Eric Dyer. Do we need a right back? Potentially. Definitely. Okay, guys. Welcome, everyone. Let's talk about the game yesterday. Let's delve into it. Let's talk about it. What is everyone's thoughts? We did our predicted lineup before the game yesterday, and we had, I think the only difference we had was Skip for Sarr, right? I think that was the only difference we had in our team. So we basically guessed the team that was going to be. Who stood out for you guys? Let me know who stood out. For me, I wasn't impressed. I was I was not impressed with the front three. I thought Son was awful yesterday. For his standards that everyone puts him on this pedestal, his standard not good enough. If you're going to be the captain, you've got to be the shining light. And I respected Postecoglou for subbing him. That is a clear indication that if you're not good enough, whether you're the captain, the vice captain, or whoever, you're not going to be on the pitch. And I respected him a lot for that. That just showed he could have been very simple and comfortable and gone, do you know what? What we'll do, I'll keep Son on because his first game as captain. No, none of this. He's going off, and we brought on Perchy. By the way, I didn't think Perchy was any better when he came on. I didn't think he was that good either way. But my point being, it was just more the theory of it all. I respected that. James Madison, I thought, was outstanding. I thought it was brilliant yesterday. For me, the other two up front, Richarlison, I felt a little bit sorry for. That's feeling sorry, but it's going to not last very long, in my opinion. He needs to start scoring some goals. He has to score goals. And in my opinion, I thought Perisic was awful. Not Perisic, sorry. Kulusevski, I thought was awful yesterday. I'm not hearing anything about Kulusevski. I was one of those that said, listen, we only sign him if we need him in the team. And for me, he offers so little. And I'd like to get your thoughts in here, in the chat, guys. Yeah, Robbie. If we get to 60 likes, how about that? If we get to 60 likes, I'll chuck the link over to you, mate, and we can discuss it in a minute. Just get a few more people on. I just want to do a bit of intro and stuff. So, but yeah, definitely, I'll let you on. Basuma, Madison, Udogie, Van de Ven, all good starts for Ange Postecoglou to build, in my opinion. But we will need interesting to see how the midfield gets up against United. Yeah, I agree. I think it will be the same midfield again. It won't be the same. It will be Sarr will come in for Skip, in my opinion. I think Sarr offers a little bit more cover defensively. What's this? Heung-min Son made the decision for Spurs players to do the pre-match huddle with the fans. Yeah, for that though, I respected Son. I thought it was initially the manager, but it was actually Son that said we're going to do that. So mad respects to him on that. Definitely, most certainly. Basuma by far. Yeah, I thought Basuma was outstanding yesterday. I thought he was incredible, and he just proves that everything I said about Antonio Conte was justified. Conte couldn't get Basuma playing. Let that sink in. He couldn't find a system to get him to play. Yeah, Van de Ven, I thought was quality as well. I felt a bit sorry again for Van de Ven. He lost Romero, 15 minutes into the game. And for me, that was a bit of a concern because I wanted them to play more together. Will Romero play against Man United on Saturday? I will find out, definitely. Question from Jim, from just a guy who loves Spurs. Perchy. What have you made of Sanchez after 2 decent games played under our new system? I've been impressed with him. What about you? I still think we need to improve over him. I would rather keep him instead of signing someone like a Clement Longley, if that makes sense. That'd be my theory. I'd keep hold of him for one more season and then let him go. But yeah, I'm not. He's all right. But yeah, we'll see. Good day and all in the chat. Big up, David Shia. Is it Shia? Is that how you pronounce it? David Shia. Big up to you, mate. Perchy, we should sell Eric Dyer to Aston Villa. They're looking for a centre-back. Yeah, I don't think Aston Villa want Eric Dyer. Let's be honest, Eric. Let's be honest. Yeah, he is. I think Eric Dyer's time is very much running thin. What do you lot all make about this Eric Dyer stuff? The rumours that him going to Saudi are fake. For me, though, I think he's alienated himself from the club now. Now it's time to move on, in my opinion. I think it's time to move on. You need players, I think, that will. I think this will let you down in the long run. To leave you to get checkbook out and bring in the right players in this current squad isn't there for me. Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of changes need to happen, Juice, mate. I agree. A dig. Son is still playing Conte ball. I wouldn't say that, a dig. I don't think it's like that. I think what it is when teams are playing a low block against us, sitting back defensive, he hasn't really got an answer. He's not unpredictable anymore. You know when if we go back a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, Heung-min Son was unpredictable and he scored a load of goals. He was unpredictable. He was darting, weaving, getting in. He does the same thing now for me all the time. I don't see what he does at the moment. For me, I don't think it's about him playing the same style as what Conte was doing. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I just think he hasn't got that unpredictability anymore. And he's so easy to read. Same with Kulusevski, by the way. I think the pair of them are so predictable. And it caused a problem. Let's bear in mind, we had all the attacking options yesterday. We scored a goal from a James Maddison set piece that was outstanding and a pop shot from outside the box from Emerson Royale. When you break it down, we didn't really penetrate Brentford. That was a big problem for me. There's a lot of positives, by the way. Yeah, 4 games, 1 competitive. It was 4 games in pre-season, 1 competitive game. Yeah, but David, the problem I have with that, we can say that. Sorry, our pre-season was hampered. I agree. I do agree. It wasn't good enough. Our pre-season was not good enough. I absolutely agree. But listen, I'm not here to make excuses. We should have had the Brentford. We played well, by the way. But we'll do the negatives and the positives. There's a lot of positives. Big up Perchy. It's lunchtime. It is. And you're having it with me, Mark. Lunchtime with me. Would not start Son or Kulu for our next game. Disappointing. And don't see the way that they can improve. Hennessy, I think it would be more of a statement if we don't play him against Man United. I would drop Kulusevski. I'd keep Son in and drop Kulusevski. Maybe keep Richarlison down the middle and bring on Solomon and play him out on the right. That's how I would do it. Or you put Son on the right and start Perisic or Solomon. One of the two. For me, we just need a bit more unpredictability. I don't want us to go through the motions this season where Kulusevski, Son, and Richarlison start every single week without any debate. For me, I think that would be a bigger problem. I thought Kulu had a better performance than Son, but that's not saying much. Both had a poor game. Agreed, Phil. Listen, I thought Kulusevski, again, I said it all pre-season, predictable. He is he's the easiest person to coach. If you're defending against him, Rico Henry, and I can't remember who played on their left side at centre back. I would have said it was Baptiste. And for me, it was so easy. Just keep him out wide. Don't do much. Just keep him there. He'll pass it back and then press on the on Emerson Royale. That's what we had to do. It weren't hard, was it? Richie is perfect in this system. The 9 needs to work harder than anyone to draw a space. The wings let him down. No, I agree, Tiger. I do agree. I think Richarlison works hard. For me, though, he needs to score goals in this system. We need goals from him. He needs to chip in with 10 or 12 goals this season. So does Son's got to score more goals. And Kulusevski's got to score more goals. But I do agree with what you're saying there. I think you need to get 10 to 12 at least. I'm so sorry. I keep yawning, and I don't know why. I've been up for ages. Ange wanted to test Skip out. Listen, I thought Skip had an all right game. He was a bit disappointing, though, in my opinion. I thought he was disappointing. Especially after his game against Barcelona. I thought he was going to do a bit more of that, but I didn't see him darting in the box as much. Why didn't Ange give Solomon the game time that he was good in pre-season? Agreed. I was shocked he didn't give him a go. I was shocked. The keeper took so much stick Perchy. I do not get it. He was decent for the first game. It's hard to being a good keeper in one position. This is the thing. I think as a fan base, I was so disappointed with our fan base at the end of that game. Vicario's crap. Vicario's rubbish. He's just a terrible... We should have signed David Raya. I think Vicario is punished for me because his name is not David Raya. And I honestly believe that. I think he's getting punished for his name being not David Raya. I think it's so harsh. I thought he had an all right game. He wasn't amazing. I'm not sitting there saying he blew the water out. We weren't like that, but yeah, I just find it very weird. A big up Nana Hotspur with a super chat, 499 super chat. Thank you. Bassoon was on fire. Maddison was brilliant. Even Sanchez put in a shift. That front three were bah. Overall, I got pretty excited looking for the positives. Agreed. Looking at the positives. That bang on Nana Hotspur. Spot on. That front three, though, needs to improve. I think they might be better, though. I'm going to put it out there. I think they're going to be better against Man United. Man United are going to sit deep. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why. I've been fine all morning, and then all my yawns come whenever I come streaming. Conte in itself, continue. Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I agree with you. Yeah, I agree. Big up Perchy. How's mum? She's good. She's at the beach. She's sunning up whilst I was working and then streaming. She's all good. She's here for a few more days, and then she's going back to Blighty. Yep, no, she is all good. We're going to go out and do some sightseeing stuff later for her, so why not? Shear a sheep, Perchy. I don't know what you mean. Don't know what you mean. To be fair to Richarlison, even though he hasn't proven himself yet, he barely got this. That's why I won't there won't be a pile on Richarlison just yet. Listen, under this system, he's going to play a different setup. But, yeah, I'm not sure. A pub team does not want Dyer. Agreed. I think we're going to be stuck with him now for a year. That's my concern. He doesn't want to leave. And if a player doesn't want to leave, there's not much we can do. Guys in the chat, there's 77 of you here and 29 likes. Come on, let's go. Another 21. Let's get that to 50. And also, We are 8 subscribers now, 8 away from 1,800. Can we get to 1.8k by the end of today? That would be amazing. Any news on Gift Orban? Not from what I've been reading, Phil, but I've heard we're going to place a bid. Now get it done. Get him done now for the Man United game. What an opportunity to give this lad an opportunity against Man United. Even if he doesn't start, he can come off the bench. Add a bit of difference. We have to go and buy a striker. We have to. Veliz doesn't look like he's going to be a part of this team yet. So you have to go and get someone on. We didn't have an out-and-out striker on the bench yesterday. That's a big worry. Rumours are Ndombele, Region, Tanganga, Harvey White are being sold. Yeah, let him go. Harvey White, Tanganga, Region, Ndombele. Yeah, Ndombele's attitude is terrible. Go and get someone to buy these players for me. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Jim, I'm always right in my opinion. Yeah, in your opinion, you're always right. I'd start Perisic's son, Solomon. Yeah, the only thing I would say on this, Reno, the one thing I would say in this, and I don't think Ange will do that. I think he'll give Richarlison 5 or 6 games as a number 9. Let's not drop Richarlison on one game as a number 9. Let's see. He didn't play much as a 9 last season. For me, give him an opportunity. 5 or 6 games. If he doesn't score in that, I'm sorry. Why am I yawning as soon as I come on stream? I haven't been yawning all morning. It's really mad. It happens whenever I record in the morning as well. I'll stop Perisic. Yeah, for me, I don't think it will happen. I think if he doesn't score in 5 or 6 games, then you start making changes. Let's give these players an opportunity to thrive for now. Let's give him a chance. Kulu's a one-trick pony. He's good at it, but he's not. It's all. He's got a great future. Yes, he's very, very good at the trick he does. But he's so easy. Now everyone knows it. He's so predictable. So predictable. The preseason. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes. The preseason was embarrassing. I agree. Someone said Kulu is a number 10. No, I don't. I don't think he's got the passing range for it, if I'm honest. Yeah. Tigaro, good luck with your bet with Savra. I really want. Yeah, good luck with that, I think. Someone get Perchy a Red Bull. Yeah, I don't know why. I had one this morning. I had one earlier, and it gets me going. But it's like I've gone woof all of a sudden. It's weird. Solomon has to start. Yeah, I would go Solomon, Richarlison, and Son for me. I think Solomon surely has a right to. Yeah, his movement was poor, but he didn't get much service, James. I thought the service he got was so limited. So limited. Son is no, I wouldn't say that. I think he's a good player. He's a good player that scores goals, but he's not very good out and left. I just worry about him at the moment. Listen, one game, isn't it? Let's see. We could say this, and then he goes and hits a hat-trick against Man United, and then we go, oh my God, he's amazing. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But listen, he can't do that every week now. He can't have a game like that every single week. Listen, hands up, benefit of the doubt, first game of the season. He may be coming back from an injury, whatever. We can make the excuse for that if buts and maybes. But for me, now Man United, he's got to step up. Go to the Man United. Honestly, what is wrong with me? Should I go? I'm going to have a drink. That might be it. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Go into the game on Saturday. What are your predictions? I predicted we'd lose, but it's a weird one. Maybe another 2-2, you know? Another 2-2, another draw. Maybe we'll be there. I don't think we're going to get absolutely battered like fans think we are. I think we're going to be there or thereabouts. Guys, before we carry on, 13 more likes to get to 50. And how about this? I'll pop the link in the chat and I'll get a couple of you on if you want for the last half an hour. How about that? Link in the chat in 13 likes. And then we can have we can have a chinwag together. Come on, let's do it. Where is everybody this morning? Where is everybody? We shouldn't have bought Kulu or Poru. I agree. I think we should have bought one or the other. One or the other. Kulu, I think. Imagine if we'd not bought Kulu but bought a Diaby. I think Diaby was about 10 or so million more. You could have not bought Kulusevski and bought in a Diaby. Just my thoughts. Come on, 11 more likes. Why is everyone so stingy on the likes this morning? What is going on? Was it just me, or was Sanchez very reluctant to go over to the fans after the game? I didn't see. Gary. Maybe. I don't know. How many players do you think will sign before this window shuts, and who? 3, Orban, Schurz, and the number 6, but I don't know who. I'm going to go 3. Son, yeah. Yeah, Beyond, I agree. Son is not a bum. He's a good player. He's a good player, Beyond. He's a good player, Heung-min Son, but when people tell me he's world class, I just can't believe that. World class players do it every single time, every single week. Hope we get a bid for Orban soon. Exactly. I agree. M1 game, all last season and preseason, probably get a hat-trick against Luton. Well, yeah, that I agree with that. Listen, the world-class line gets used so much. Listen, I think Son's fine. I think Son's going to be fine. Listen, I think, as I said, it's one game. Let's see. He has the excuse that he was injured for last season, and whoever played him, by the way, should have been needed to have their word. If it was Conte that knew he was injured and playing him, he was a problem, massive problem. Perchy, bet you're hungover. No, I feel fine, John. I'm absolutely fine, mate. I'm absolutely fine. I did feel a bit wary last night, though. We went out for dinner to a lovely steakhouse that I know out here. Lovely Argentinian steakhouse, was lovely. Porro over Kulu, yeah, maybe. I don't see why not. Perchy, it was great. It was a great start yesterday. We needed to be positive. Yeah, this. People are jumping on so many little things. Service was limited, but the better players made things. James, that's the difference. I agree with that. That's the difference between a Richarlison and a Harry Kane. Harry Kane scores yesterday. Harry Kane would have scored yesterday, but Richarlison needs more and more chances to get a goal. That's the difference between elite and decent. I think Richarlison's a decent player, but that's really all he is. Hi, Mr. Perchy. Big up Ring Tech. It's sport agenda. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. Afternoon all. There is 3 new players. Sounds good. Orban seems to be moving. I hope we get Gift Orban. I want to hear him. Listen, I've championed him. I've done a whole video segment about him, by the way. If you want to go and watch that, about a Gift Orban. But yeah, he's a decent player if you've not seen it already. His touch is poor. I think you're talking about Richarlison. Yeah. No, his first touch wasn't great. But listen, let's give him a chance. Come on, guys. There's 75 of you in here and 41 likes. 9 likes. Link can come in the chat and I'll get 4 or 5 of you on. And I'll only keep 4 on screen. 3 on the screen, including myself, just so it's a bit rotational. And I'll let you say your point and move on. Not saying I'm not worried about some, but some of the I agree. It's all the hyperbole, isn't it? Beyond, I think Son's not a terrible player. Son's a very good player, but at the moment he's very, very one-dimensional. At the moment, I think that's a fair analysis. I'm not sitting there saying that Heung-min Son's terrible. No, I think he wasn't great yesterday. I think that's a fair analysis. I think he was awful, really, in a sense, yesterday for a lot of periods. For me, yeah, I think people need to be a bit calm. I'm not sitting there saying he's awful. No, he's not. He's not an awful player. He's a good player. He's just not a world-class player when people want to call him that. Yeah, big up Ruby too. Big up to him. Solid centre-back. A 6 and Gift. Yeah, agreed, Rumskelly. That's the one. Get those 3 players in and I'll be happy. All yesterday proved to me how many idiots we have in our fan base. Some of the comments last night were unbelievable. Blaming. I've seen people already want Ange gone. It's mental. Same people that wanted us to play under Antonio Conte, which was one of the most disappointing performances. Yeah, I agree. Was Romero cooking in the Argentinian restaurant, Perchy? No, definitely not. I mean, it was a lovely picanha. Phil, I'll send you the picture I put of it yesterday. It was beautiful. I had some Japanese Wagyu. So they do a Japanese Wagyu like thing, which is it wasn't cheap, but it was beautiful, by the way. Absolutely beautiful. And then I had a Argentinian picanha. All I'm saying is it was amazing. Richie didn't get the service he needs. He was hemmed in on. I agree. I think the one thing we've got rooted to is we need to find a solution against teams that have a low block. We've had problems for a very, very long time about it. Another bit of news. Al Hilal keep working on Mitrovic deal, as a final report yesterday. Agreed on the player side and in negotiations with Fulham. So Mitrovic is going to join Neymar at Al Hilal. Wow. I mean, that team is mental, by the way. They've got in Neves. Anyone else remember when Neves, Neymar, Mitrovic? Who else they got over there? They got loads of it. I would look at Tyler Adams. Rinketic. I absolutely agree with this. 20 million for Tyler Adams, 30 million pound for Orban, and then do you know what? Go and then get Tapsoba. Go reignite this sort of thing with Tapsoba and get him for 50 million pound. That's your 100 million pound there, spent on 3 players that improve our squad. Tapsoba improves our first team, Orban improves the first team and improves the squad, and Tyler Adams is a good squad player to have as a number 6. That'll be my 3, by the way. That's my 3 players. There you go. And that's the 100 million pounds spent there. 50 on Tapsoba, 20 on Adams, 30 on Orban. I wish it was as simple as that. As simple as that. Let's see. What is Angeball? Angeball is playing high-intensity football, pressing from the front and keeping a lot of the ball and possession-based, very much so. For me, the front 3 look piss poor. We need to get a good striker ASAP. Richie should only ever be a bench warmer. No, I think that's harsh on him. I think he's a good player, Richarlison. I just think at the moment it's all about confidence and confidence-based. And I just think, listen, give him a bit of time. Listen, I'm not normally one to give time, but these players need time under a new manager. 5 likes. Come on, 5 likes, and the link goes in the chat. There you go, and I'll let you guys on. Perchy, would you take 3 players in Schurz, Orban, and a 6? Yeah, Schurz, Orban, and Adams, I'd love. Or the one player like Vlahovic or Osimhen. We're not getting either of those 2. Sorry to burst anyone's bubble. We're not getting a Vlahovic or an Osimhen. It's just not realistic for me. If we signed him, I'd go, wow. I'd go fair play Daniel Levy if you signed an Osimhen. It's not going to happen, though. He will be going to like a Real Madrid or a big team. Kyogo will do a good job. I agreed. I'm shocked that we haven't signed any Celtic players. I thought we were going to get like an O'Reilly, a Hatate, a Kyogo. I thought we would have done. Yes, Sonic. Yes, Ruti, Sonic Football. Conte is dead and buried. Agreed. It was terrible. I think Son has lost the fear factor now. People are not scared of him. A few years back, people feared him before games. I agree, Juicy. This is a key point. People used to be terrified of playing against Heung-min Son. They go, now we're gonna have a tough day. I think he's so predictable now. I missed his unpredictability. It was brilliant. Should Ant try Sonny through the middle? I think he will, but in time. I don't think if he does it on game week 2, I think that just is an absolute kick in the teeth of someone like a Richarlison. Listen, Richarlison for me, I'm not sitting here championing him to play. I'm not at all. Moises Caicedo has completed his medical at 9 a.m. this morning at Chelsea. He's on his way. He's nearly done. That's nearly done. No, I think he'll give 5 or 6 games to Richarlison. And if he doesn't score or he keeps playing like he did yesterday, then he might drop him. Come on, 2 likes, and I'll pop the link in. And if you want to come on, guys, we'll have a little chat for 20, 25 minutes. I've seen Vicario getting that again a lot. Like what? Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Our fans are a disgrace. I'm sorry, not everyone, but the ones that are sitting there going, he's this, he's that. First game of football, guys. Come on. For me, I just find our fans are so reactionary. So reactionary. It is absolutely a pain. It's just disgraceful. There you go. Links in the chat, guys. Come on. Let's get people on. Did he invent the system of football? Is that why it's... Oh, it's just... all the sort of ball stuff, 1, 2, 3. No, it's just... Yeah. It's everyone, isn't it? Conte ball, Pep ball, and who cares? Good pressing football. Would you rather have Louise than Adams? Yes, but I think Douglas Louise is going to be harder to get a hold of. I think Tyler Adams is so approachable and doable. Big up, Robbie. How you doing, mate? How you doing?
Yes, Perchy, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. Big up, Rinketic as well. How you doing, sir? How you doing,
Hello.
lads?
I'm all right. How are you, boys?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good,
mate.
guys. What did you guys think of yesterday? Let me know your thoughts. Robbie, you jump in first, Rinketic jump in after, and then let me know your thoughts on the game yesterday.
I think it was really refreshing to see, mate. I think it was really refreshing. I think we've seen this team for the last few years play this style of football that's been so painful for us to watch. And I think what we saw yesterday is, yes, it's going to take time to probably instill this style of play into the players, but I really like what I'm seeing. Seeing Spurs dominate possession. We haven't seen that for a long time. We had more passes yesterday, I saw, than any game last season, which is insane. And yeah, I like the way we're playing football. It's going to take time to work. I think Bissouma is a new player under Andrew Postecoglou. I think he's absolutely immense yesterday.
Yeah,
Same
agreed.
with Madison.
I agree.
I think Son's going to take time to adapt. His whole game's been centered around the way Kane plays and running in behind. I think he's going to take time to adapt without him. Obviously, last season he had the injury. I mean, he's still got to be producing more than he is right now, in my opinion. But I'm not going to be too harsh on him. Richie, I'm not sure about Richarlison and the new signings. I think Vicario, Udogie, people like that. Both of them put in a decent performance, but I don't think you can fully judge players like that. I'd say game week 10 even. I think then you can properly judge the new signings when they've had time to gel into that team. But those are my thoughts and opinions. But it's good to see you, Perchy.
Yeah.
Hope you're both doing well.
No, definitely. And Rinketic, I'll drag you in. Just on that point, really, I think the thing is now, Son. I say this all the time, and I have this conversation. I said, loads of people give the world-class line out for Heung-min Son, and that's fine. But then you also have to understand if you're going to call him world-class, then you have to expect that people are going to be very, very critical and treat you like a world-class player. Like, for example, I used last season as an example, and a great example here. We played awfully last season. We were terrible. But we had a world-class player in Harry Kane. He scored 30 goals. That's what world-class players do. World-class players do it, whatever you do. For me, if you're going to be called world-class, I don't think he's world-class. I think he's a very, very good player. He's not world-class. Because for me, world-class is there's not many world-class players. I feel like in this day and age, everyone's seen... You can have a good 5 or 6 games and then someone goes, oh, he's world-class. No, he's not. You do it every single season. Son had one good season, really. One world-class season. So before I get that clipped up and used against me. No, he's had one world-class season where he absolutely scored tons and tons of goals. For me now, he's in charge. He's the boss. He's the captain. Show it now. Be a leader and lead by example. Harry Kane led by example. Rinketic, I'll drag you in, mate. Talk to me. What are your thoughts? How did you think we got on yesterday?
I enjoyed the game. Like, after 60 minutes, I had to go to a dinner. I was like walking and looking at my phone. Like, I can't miss this. Like, this is not like boring Conte or Jose. Like, during Jose, it was like everyone at the back and Kane at the front. And during Conte, it was like 3 at the front and then rest at the back. And now everyone was like at the front pressing all the time. And at the end of the game, you could still see like Ange wanted our players to defend quite well because Richarlison were at the right back position at some point. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But in general, like our right side is quite weak. Like,
yeah, I agree. Our right side is very weak. I thought Royale wasn't good enough. I think his positional base was awful. I mean, he made Rico Henry look like Roberto Carlos yesterday. Genuinely, he was awful. I think he was positioning awful. Great goal, by the way. He scored a great goal. And Kulusevski, I think, is a one-trick pony. And I just want to pick this up. Perchy, why were you negative? We were great against Brentford. I don't think I've been negative. I've been critical. I mean, I've sat there and said I thought there was a lot more positives than negatives for me yesterday. I thought we played. Our midfield was brilliant yesterday. Skip was in and out. I'm not sure about him yet. He didn't do what he did against Barcelona, which was annoyed me. I wanted to see him doing late dart runs into the box, unless he was told look, I don't want you doing that now today because they're going to hit you on the counter. And they've got players like a Wissa and Burmo, Sade on the counter attack, causing problems. So maybe that was a tactical thing for all we know. I don't know. I think the Man United game is going to be interesting. And I'll let you guys jump in on this one in a second because I think Man United aren't going to sit back and play a low block and frustrate us. They're not going to do that and hit us on the counter. They're going to come at us. Is that going to allow us to have more space and stuff in behind with the likes of will Richarlison benefit? And people are going to laugh at it. Would Richarlison benefit from playing against Man United than against Brentford yesterday? What are your thoughts? Rinketic, go first, and then Robbie jump in after.
Yeah, because Brentford was quite tight and they had like 2 players on him all the time, or at least one. While if you play like high block, like he can probably run behind and stuff like that. So yeah. But then again, like going back to my point with the right side being a bit weak, Dejan was so predictable. Like,
yeah, I've been saying he's been predictable for too long now. The problem is everyone. I'd like to get your. That's a great point, Robbie. I'll let you go on the Kulusevski. It's a great point actually Rinketic makes because for me now, Kulusevski gets judged for the first half of the season that he joined when he joined in January. But then not everyone sort of said everyone judges him to be like that. But we've seen him do this for a year now, play exactly that, get the ball, very predictable. He's one of the easiest players to mark. What are your thoughts on him yesterday?
No, I agree with you, Perchy. I think yesterday he was far too predictable. What I think it is people have worked out his game and adapted to the way that he's played. I think when he first came into Spurs, different way of playing to a lot of players in the Premier League, and he excelled. But then even last season, he started the season when we came back from injury, and teams figured out how to deal with him. And I think we saw the same yesterday. He was dealt with every time he got the ball. You can tell he's just going to cut inside, either cross it or shoot it every single time. So I do agree. I think he's predictable. I think he can change it around. So I think he is a very good player. We've seen that, some of his strikes in his Spurs shirt and some of his great bits of play. But even the game last season under Conte, I think he beat Leeds 4-3 or something like that. He was immense. So it's still there. I think he's just got to adapt his game a little bit more to that tune we saw when he first joined. But I weren't too convinced. And that's the thing now. It's like you're watching this Spurs team. Luckily, we got it from Royale yesterday. But it's hard to see when we're going forward where that moment of quality is going to come from. And I worry about that, especially when we've got so much possession. Because last season, Kane was that man in the game where we're struggling a little bit. He's the one who steps up. Who do we really have? Richarlison is going to pop up with a moment of magic. I don't know, but
I get you. I just want to pick this up. Robin Clark, Perchy. I know you were fuming we signed Casado. No, I wasn't. I was fuming because he's a great player and I love your salty tears after all the disgusting things you said about Chelsea. Sorry, what disgusting things have I said about Chelsea? I predicted them to finish third in the league. What? Sorry, Robin, can you let me know what disgusting things I said about Chelsea?
I don't understand what disgusting things you said about Chelsea.
If anything, I've been really complimentary. I said, do you know what? I think Chelsea are going in a completely right direction. I get called a Chelsea fan by me bigging them up, saying that they're going to do well under Pochettino. You've either got me completely wrong with some other YouTuber. That isn't true. Jose, how are you doing, sir?
Not bad. Yourself?
I'm all right. I'm all good, mate. Let me know your thoughts. Before you do that, Nana Hotspur with another super chat. Much love to you. We have weaknesses, but it's not been this excited. I've not been this excited for years. This first time I've been excited for at least 4 years. Definitely, I agree. Jose, thoughts? Tell me your thoughts on the game yesterday. Tell me.
Firstly, good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? Right, I commented earlier. I don't know whether you saw it, Perchy, on Savas, and I said that for the first time in over 4 years, I wasn't hiding behind the sofa, biting my nails, having palpitations, and swearing profusely. That kind of tells you where I am.
Yeah.
I said we're in for a treat with this manager. His football is, front foot. It's exciting. It's what we want as a fan base. It's just going to take time to bed in. That was our first Premiership game,
Yeah,
and we've had. I can't say we've had a full-on pre-season, but Brentford certainly have, and yet I felt we matched them, and if not exceeded them in areas over the park.
yeah.
So yeah, well pleased. It's a start of a journey for us all, and
Yeah,
I just hope that everyone sticks with our man throughout his journey.
I agree. I agree. I agree. The club can't put out all this branding about a new era, and then after what 2 or 3 months, if it's not going the way we want to be, or even a season, you can't get it. If it's a new era, then you give Ange Postecoglou the time to do it. He's going to need 3, 4, maybe even 5 transfer windows to get this actually fixed. We've got so many players on massive contracts we can't get rid of, and that's the problem. Bobby Roson's coming in. Perchy, that performance against Brentford was naive and worrying. Hang on. We are too attacking. I don't think we are. And so, opening transition. If we play like that against Arsenal, Martinelli and Saka will rip us to shreds. Well, yeah, they're better. They're a better team right now, Arsenal. I think
What I
there's.
will say, what
Yeah,
what
go
I
on.
will say on that is, I think, do you know what it is, right? And I think we'll see it next weekend when we play Man United. We're trying to transition like those two clubs, didn't I? I hate giving them credit, but you were saying a second about Andrew Postecoglou as well. Someone commented it. I think we need to get behind him. We need to get behind Andrew Postecoglou, and it's going to take time. Look at the amount of time Arsenal have given Arteta. Man United stuck through Ten Hag when they suffered some embarrassing defeats last season. But both were in very good positions because they've stuck behind managers. We're going to, in my opinion,
Yeah.
suffer some embarrassing defeats and some that aren't nice because some teams better adapted than us. And that's the whole point of a rebuild. You can't expect things to click like that after we finished 8th. But I think it's got to take time. And I think complaining about attacking football, I mean, we've seen defensive football year after year after year, and yet for me, a lot of it's down to the ownership where we haven't succeeded. But it hasn't worked out, so I don't understand what football some fans actually want us to play.
Yeah, I agree. I think let's be honest. People are trying to talk about Brentford. Brentford are a good team. They only lost, I think they only lost 2 games last season, or was it 1?
Two.
They lost 2 games at home last season, and we're all sitting there going, "Oh my god, it was embarrassing yesterday." I thought we were good. We looked sharp. As I said, the only issue for me was the front 3 were too predictable. I think that's a fair. I don't think that's not me being disrespectful. I think that's an actual valid point. The goals we scored didn't come through the attackers. That's the concern I have. But what we have to do is find a way to play against teams with low blocks. We're going to play a few teams like that this season. There's going to be a few teams that are going to play this low block setup. It's not going to be the first. It's not going to be the last team we play.
Can I just say that the last 2 seasons, Brentford's opening games they were been at home. They beat Arsenal 2-0 and Man United 4-0.
Yeah, exactly. They played Arsenal, Man United in their opening games the last 2 seasons and beat them both.
They did the double over City as well last season.
They did the double over City. They're a good outfit. Yeah, they didn't have
They're
Ivan Toney.
They're well drilled, and they've played together for years, and they're a well drilled. They're an oiled unit, and that's what we're trying to get to.
Exactly. No, I absolutely. I can't agree more. For me, it's a process now. We're in a process. We're in a transition. We need to start doing more. Listen, that's the key bit for me. I think we've got to figure a way. Postecoglou's now job is to find a way to break this low block. I feel like so many of our teams couldn't do it. Under Pochettino, we struggled against it. Under other teams, we struggled against it. It's not an uncommon thing. It's not an uncommon thing. Like, this is a new thing. We've done this all the time. I've watched Spurs long enough to know whenever teams go, do you know what? Come at us. We don't know what. We can't seem to unpick the lock. We haven't got that player to. Madison's going to be that guy, but you need someone on the other end of it. That's where you need to go. And if for example, this is why I'm definitely all over the Gift Orban situation. He'll be an unpredictable striker for this club. Teams are going to hate playing against him. Trust me. Trust me big time. Let's just go. Guys, we're going to go for another 10 or so minutes. And we've only got 54 likes. Where is everyone today? Sort it out. Smash the like button. And also, guys, go and subscribe to these guys. If you guys go and subscribe to Tell, definitely. Go and subscribe to Robbie up in the corner. Rinketic, got a channel?
Yeah.
Go and subscribe to this guy as well. Go and make sure get your links in the chat. Go and subscribe to these guys. Definitely help these guys out. It's not easy doing this. People think it's easy and we just sit and talk to a webcam on Zoom every day. It's not. I wish it was as simple as that. I mean, there's times when I spend hours till 3 a.m. designing thumbnails. It's honestly, and then I have to go to work in the morning. I mean, this is what people tell. I think probably you guys quite like. I'm not sure, like in the sense of young lads and stuff, but I have a full-time job that I have to work from whilst doing this, and I can't explain to you how much it kills me because I feel like I have no time to myself anymore because it's as soon as I've done streams on my shows and on other shows, I've then got to design thumbnails for the next week. I'm already behind this week. I haven't even done it for this week. It's like it's just non-stop. But it's all fun and games because I do enjoy what I'm doing. We've got something that's just popped up from Spurs Express. Have just done it. East Basuma completed 22 of the 26 line-breaking passes attempts versus Brentford on Sunday. The most line-breaking passes completed in an opening Premier League weekend. I mean, you know me, and I'm not a massive. I don't need stats to have told me that.
No.
I don't need stats to have told me that this lad was incredible. Oh, Kate's even decided to come and join. How you doing, Kate? How you doing?
Not too bad, Perchy, darling. How are you?
I'm all good. I'll come to you in just one moment. I don't need stats to tell me that East Basuma yesterday was one of the best players on the football pitch. I think, but the difference is the stats back up my opinion. Does that make sense? Yeah. The stats back up my opinion. He was incredible. No, Kate, let me know your thoughts. Basuma, is he the man this season for us?
Oh, without a doubt. What an absolute boss. I thought he was just unbelievable yesterday. Just completely just controlled the pace of the game. It just felt like everyone was just playing to his tune. I thought he was immense yesterday. Just the standout player on the pitch for me.
Yeah, no, he was. And Bobby Ronson's come back with, Perch, I'm not negative. Yes, we were dominant, but it's worrying that Brentford easily exposed us down the flanks. Well, in fairness, it was down one flank, really. I thought Dochi was fine. I think Dochi had it covered. Royale, though, is a big concern. Big concern for me. That makes me question now, do we go and get a right back? Would you go, you guys on the panel, I'll leave it to you all together and I'll let you answer between yourselves. If the money's there now to go and buy someone, would you buy a right back or buy elsewhere? Let me know. Go on.
That's why I wanted Ty Adams, because he played right wing back for Leipzig. And he got that Champions League experience. So when he went to Leipzig, I know this is kind of biased also, but when he went to Leeds, it was kind of like, this is a downgrade.
Yeah, no, I agree. Robbie, what are your thoughts? Do you think if the money was to be spent and let's just say we're going to stick to 3 players. I know it's hypothetical and stuff. Let's just say we're going to sign 3 players and Orban's going to be one of them. So you've got 2 spaces. Yeah. Do you buy a centre back or do you buy a right back or a DM? Which of those 3 positions, which 2 would be yours? And would you sign a right back as the main one?
I'd probably go with a right back and a number 6. I think we have 2 right backs. It's not an issue with depth. But I think both of them have their weaknesses. I think Royale, when you're sitting back, is good because it's a good block on the ball. But when you're playing a high line, he gets caught out so easily. And you saw yesterday, Burma and Vissel just took him and Sanchez, to be fair, apart. Yeah. But I think a right back, Poro as well. Poro's great going forward, but again, a bit of a liability defensively. Pace isn't this issue. It just is defensive play. And I think a number 6, I think we're still lacking someone like we had with Victor Wanyama, that proper number 6 straight in there. When Bentancur comes back, I think our midfield is going to be phenomenal, one of the best in the league. But I still think a number 6.
I agree. Bentancur's good. The only thing I will say with Bentancur though, mate, the only one thing is when you do a cruise ship, some players retire, break damaging their cruise ships. That's the only worry. I'm not saying he will, but there's players in history, and you're probably more privy to me as me. The amount of players that do their cruise ships and then don't come back. We're lucky in this day and age that the technology to help repair it and the science behind it so much better. But there were players that would do their cruise ship and they'd lose it. Bear in mind, just think about it. Real Madrid just lost 2 players to it in the last 2 days. They've lost Eder Militao and Thibaut Courtois to an ACL.
And Villa.
Aston, was it? I thought, was that an ACL? I thought he had knee.
Buendia, and they reckon Tyrone Mings as well now.
Did Tyrone Mings was it an ACL?
They suspected it was, yes.
He looked terrible, by the way, after that. That was horrible. I'll come to you again on this. Would you go if it was you and it was your money? Are you going in to buy a right back with the 100 mil? Let's just say hypothetically we're going to spend 100 mil now up until the end of the window. Hypothetically, are you buying a right back? Because do you think Emerson Royale is what it is or not?
Do you know what? I'm not going to knock him for yesterday's performance because I thought to myself, oh my God, he went in inverted and he was playing in the midfield and he was in between the midfield and the attack, and he's playing short 2-yard passes and that. But he was a nuisance for the opponents because they had to mark him. And then he gave space to Basuma and Maddison by doing that as well. So I ain't going to knock him too much for yesterday's performance.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah. But my point being is he good enough to play all season? That's the question.
It's very early. It's only 1 game in, Perchy. Right?
That's my point, though.
It's only 1 game in. And my thoughts yesterday, right, and it could be because we're undercooked, but I was more worried with our front 3 than what I was with the defence or the midfield. And it's probably because we're undercooked, because Richie, people are saying he's carrying an injury. Son has not had a pre-season at all. Yeah. And to me, I'd be worried. A centre-half, we definitely need a centre-half. I'd still be looking for someone up top because I still think we're short up top. And then after that, if to be honest, if we could spend the 100 million and bring someone up top, centre half, right back, and a 6, I'd be well happy.
So you want 4?
Yeah, I still cover all 4 bases.
Hell, you're being greedy now, my friend.
No, I'm not. If you've got 100 million, right, at the end of the day, look at this. Everyone keeps saying FFP. We got money. We can spend money. We've got the Kane money. If we've still got the 50 million from last year, if we've got money, help Ange Postecoglou out. Get him the pieces to the jigsaw he needs. And if the jigsaw's missing 4 pieces at the moment, get the jigsaws in.
But the question is it's a great balance, isn't it, of quality and quantity. I think we're in a real era now with 100 mil doesn't get you a lot of quality nowadays. You can if your scouting's good enough. Your scouting's good enough, you can get good quality within 100 mil. Issue is I feel at the moment our scouting, I think we're changing. I'm going to move on to it. We're sliding, moving towards it slowly. But for me, if we can, Tyler Adams is a good example. I think mentioned it. Can play right back, can play CDM.
And he's 20 million. He's 20 million.
And he's 20 million release clause. Go and get that done. It's a snippet. Yeah. The fact Chelsea had him. Now, if I was Tottenham, it would be. Do you know what we talk about PR at this football club? Why can't we use PR for a positive and go? Do you know what? Let's go and get Tyler Adams and basically prove to Chelsea why they should have signed him instead of Lavia and Caicedo. I'm just saying, like he could fit in our system quite well. Go and get him, and just show that maybe that actually he was. Chelsea made a mistake on him because I think he was a good player last season. Good player. I'm not saying he's a world beater, but for me, I just think I think he would be a good bit of business. Kate, go on. I'll let you finish off on that bit, and then I'll finish off with Tigara's super chat just after you.
Yeah, I'd go 100% for Tyler Adams. I think he looks a great little prospect and not expensive. I personally would try and get Højbjerg out the door and get Rio Hatate in from Celtic. I really rate him highly.
Yeah, I like him. Another one. I just worry that we've left that a bit too late to go and get someone like him. I would have thought he would have been the one we get in straight away.
I'm not sure. Yeah, Sean said to me he's got a really good relationship with Brendan Rodgers, but he's also got an excellent relationship with Ange. I think we could still get him. Definitely need to get another defender in. the front three really concern me. I'm not going to lie. After yesterday,
Yep.
they do really concern me. Kulu massively concerns me. Richie concerns me. Son looks completely out of sorts. I know it's only the first game. I don't want to be dramatic and reactionary, but it just doesn't look right. So
Yeah, it was very predictable for me, Kate.
Yeah.
It was very predictable. And the problem is when you're playing teams like Brentford that will sit deep, cause a problem. If you're predictable, it's very easy to defend against. Guys, we've got some news that's just come out. I love news on here. Tottenham Hotspur are expected to move against striker Gift Orban before the end of the transfer window. Orban is valued at more than £25 million by Ghent, but Spurs believe the Nigerian has enormous potential, and everyone has said that. And if you watch my video, I hate. Do you know what, Kay? I hate. I'm always right. I'm always right. Like, I'm always right. I said 2-3 weeks ago, go and get Gift Orban. When we were initially linked, I did a bit of research on this kid. Go and sign him. And now everyone joins and follows me. So I called myself the Oracle yesterday. I'm the Oracle. You listen to me. I know.
Perchy, what if
I'm
he comes
only
in?
winding. By the way, that's a joke. Before anyone takes that seriously, it's just a joke.
I was going to say, what if he comes in and he's a disaster class? Are you going to take?
Oh
full
no, we won't. No.
responsibility?
Listen,
Everyone goes back to you, Perchy.
if everyone's seen this lad play, trust me, he will not be awful. He's a talented boy.
The thing that I look at, Perchy, is that the best talent ID person that we've got at the club is Postecoglou. And
Agreed.
if you look at
agree.
Postecoglou, who's played everywhere, and you look at Postecoglou, how much? Because you're quite right. You can buy players for a lot less value now. How much did the players cost him at Celtic? No, but how much did the players cost him at Celtic? And he brought players in to do a job at Celtic, and he got them in for next to no money. And he can do it. I'm telling you, when we say 100 million, and you're saying it doesn't go far, Perch, you're saying the midfielder Tyler Adams and Gift Orban. Let's say both of them cost you 50 million. What, you're telling me that we couldn't pick up a 6 and a right back for 50 million?
Of course. Do you know what? This is the key bit. Before I just respond, I'll just read this out. I feel a bit bad. I was meant to read it out earlier, but big up Tigaro for sending another super chat, and much love to you, mate. I hope you're doing well. We've seen the SPL version of Ange Ball. Now we're going to see the EPL version with far better quality players. It will click, and we'll be happy. I agree. It's going to happen. Just give it time. I absolutely agree with you. The one thing I will say, and this is the bit, Jose, that I get really irritated with, because everyone says to me about, oh my God, we've lost Harry Kane. Yeah, what an amazing player, elite football player. I made a point yesterday on the Spurs review. Brighton lost 3 of their best players from last season. McAllister, Caicedo, Robert Sanchez. Yeah, they go and batter Luton. And listen, I know people are going to go, it's Luton, blah, blah, blah. But they've already fixed the problems already. And Ndinga's come in. What a little talent he's become. Looks a good player, a really good preseason. He's come in.
They lost Basuma and Cucurella the year before.
Yeah, Basuma,
and they replaced him. Estupinian replaced him.
Estupinian, yep, agree. They brought him in straight away,
didn't they? Ciso as well.
And Ciso's
exactly. So when we talk about us losing players and losing big players, why can Brighton lose their big players and then every season seem to go, do you know what? Fine, we'll lose Caicedo for £150 million. But we're going to go and spend £20 million on another DM, and then he's going to be worth another £100 million in 3 or 4 years' time. I think we just have to be there. They're going to be there or thereabout. I think we've just got to trust it. I'm excited if we sign Gift Orban. I think he's going to be a real talent. Perchy, yeah, big up Jim. Perchy, Brighton do it. Buy cheap, class cheap, sell high. Exactly. Why can't we do that? Listen, why can't we be that team that goes, do you know what? And the difference is the massive difference, Jim, here. This is a key bit. Spurs aren't Brighton. So we're the level above Brighton. Wherever they finish in the league, we're the level above them on quality, historical quality.
Yeah.
Whereas Brighton sell to the likes of Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea. Spurs won't be selling to Chelsea or Liverpool's. Spurs will be selling to the Real Madrids, the Barcelonas, the Bayern Munichs, the Manchester Cities, because we're that level above. They're not going to go there because no team like Chelsea are going to spend £100 million on a Spurs player. Do you know what I mean? They probably will actually the way they're spending. But you get the drift in what I'm trying to say. We're that level. We can afford to not sell to a Chelsea, Liverpool, blah blah blah. We can sell to the big teams in Europe. That's where we're going to. Guys, we're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes, 5-10 minutes. 56 likes. Where's everyone been today? Smash the likes. Go and subscribe to all these amazing people. We've had today. We've only had a couple of. We've had 3 subscribers today. We're 1,793, just 7 away from 1,800. So if you're new in here, please subscribe to the channel. And as I said, go and subscribe to these amazing people on screen. Get your link, guys. Get your links in the chat. Go and push yourself. I don't mind. I've always said that to you guys. For me, yeah, exactly. I watched Gift Orban last week, and the goals were coming from Malik Fofana and Hyung Suk Hong. Is that how you said? I can't. But I'm terrible at it, butchering names. I'm the worst at it. Why would you want to sell our players if we get them cheap? Isn't the idea to keep good players? Let's be honest, 1, 2, 3 buzz. Every football team sells their best players. This fallacy that everyone says that to be an elite club, you hold on to them. Yeah, if you're Real Madrid, if you're Barcelona, if you're Bayern Munich, you're at the top of the food chain. So yeah, Bayern Munich can bring through an academy player that's good enough and keep hold of him because they're at the top level. Spurs aren't at that top level. Let's be honest. Arsenal sold their best player several times. Van Persie, Henry. Chelsea sold their best player in Eden Hazard. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different examples. Man United have collectively been a team that sold their best players. Ronaldo, Beckham. That's just 2. So for me, when I hear about people about sell our players, but that's how it works, right? Do you guys agree to a certain extent? We should be it should be recycled. We shouldn't be having the likes of Eric Dyer at the football club for so long. Name me another elite player. We use Harry Kane as an example. And name me an elite player that stays at a football club for 10 years on a straight. And when I say at the level of Tottenham, I'm not talking because people first example will be Messi at Barcelona. But Messi was at the best team in the world, right?
Yeah. Do you not think though, like we've had Dyer all this time, and we had that massive bid coming from Manchester United for him, and Tottenham fans were all like, "No, we got to keep him. We got to keep him." Do you not think that's the sentiment again from the fan base, just like not wanting to let him go?
Kev G's hit it absolutely bang on. It's about selling them at the right time. I absolutely agree with this. Selling Kane at the right time, if the right price was 2 years ago, realistically, whether we like it or not. A couple of years ago, selling Harry Kane to Manchester City, and at the time when we were talking 150, 160 million pounds, may have been the right time. But you could argue we got a couple of years out of him and we've sold him for 120 million pounds. So you could swings and roundabouts is my point. But for me, now it's about selling it. We keep hold of players for too long.
What hurts though, Perchy, is the fact he's moved on because he has more ambition in the club, and that's what's upsetting.
But Robbie, that happens all the time, though.
Yeah, but I think
look at the history. Berbatov did it. Do you know what I mean? Berbatov did it.
If we would have won a trophy, though, Perchy, I think he'd be more inclined to be a one-club man, like Gerald or Lampard. The club's person being this child. I think the reason he moved on
what's the Carabao Cup going to do?
Getting an accomplishment.
For me, it was the mismanagement of the Harry Kane situation that was the problem historically. Not the. I'll be honest. I think this window was the first time we dealt with the Harry Kane situation correctly. It's the first time. All the past was all wrong. We've dealt with the Harry Kane situation so wrong. This is the first time we did the right thing. We got good money for a player with 1 year left on his contract at the age of 30. For me, that is so important because you have to get that sort of money.
I agree. I think it's all been blown out of proportion with this.
I agree. I think
the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust come out with that cobbler's load of rubbish statement. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We had to sell him, and we did it, and we got a great price for him. And
I agree.
We did the business.
So I thought
was
going
to. I think the upsetting thing is that he came out so many years ago and said, I think it was in 2018, he said, as long as the club keep going in the right direction, I will stay here. He wanted to be at Spurs. The reason he moved on was because of the lack of ambition at the football club. And that's what's upsetting. Just like Gareth Bale, another top-class player has left the club because
Robbie, in fairness, I agree to an extent what you're saying. I do agree. but we're not that football club. I think it's grand.
Because of the ownership.
But we've never been that football club. Even before the owners of this club, we were never that football club.
No.
We've never been that football club. I think this is the bit that gets me. Listen, I want change in this football club before people say, but we're not that football club. We're not. That's the problem. Like we haven't.
We had a chance to be, Perchy. That's the thing. We had a chance to be. We had these players.
Could have been. That's what I was going to say. We could have been.
Like,
yeah.
Kane could have been a Lampard or a Gerrard because he wanted to stay at Spurs. The only reason he moved on after spending pretty much his whole career at this football club is because he'd won nothing and it didn't look like he was going to win anything. And that's what's upsetting.
I agree. Let's move on. Because again, I think we've talked about the Harry Kane saga for far too much. And I'm built on the way of moving forward. We move forward, not back. Let's talk about our original number 10 at the moment, James Maddison. And I'm going to end on this one, guys. I'm going to put it out there. I think him and Basuma, our 8 and our 10, are going to be the best players this season by a very long margin. I think James Maddison is a breath of fresh air. He showed yesterday exactly why we signed him. 2 assists on his debut, and I'll be honest, I thought he was brilliant. And Basuma, I think they're the first 2 names on the starting lineup. I don't care Son's captain. I don't care Romero, maybe the vice captain, or Maddison's vice captain as well. For me, the first 2 names on that starting sheet are James Maddison and Yves Basuma, and we build around that. I think they're brilliant. Let's finish on that point. What are your thoughts on those 2?
I think both of them have the potential to have great seasons. I think Basuma we've seen is going to be really good this season. Maddison, I think we finally found a long-term replacement for Ericsson. I'll pass it on to one of you guys because I'm hogging the live for you now by talking so much. But I think both of them are going to be really good for us this season. I agree.
I Rucci, that's a great shout as well. Doji and Van de Ven. I thought Van de Ven yesterday was brilliant. Apart from a deflected chance that he's tried to get in front of it, I felt a bit sorry for him on that. Because what really irritated me, I watched it on a different. I didn't watch it on Sky Sports. I watched it on different things. But did anyone else see what really irritated me after that second goal? The camera panning on him, and I just sat there and went, "What are you doing?"
It was a mistake.
They panned onto him.
Yeah.
What was he meant to do?
But what he's tried to do, he's tried to get his body in front of his foot in front of the ball. It's ricocheted off the top of his leg and gone the opposite side of the goalkeeper.
Mm.
And then they're panning on him. And I'm sitting there going, wait, you're actually blaming that on...
Yeah.
You're blaming that on him. Why are we not blaming Emerson Royale for getting absolutely destroyed on the right-hand side? Not blaming Sanchez for not coming tighter to the Wissa. I just sat there and went, wow, there we go. So we've already found the blame that's going to be on that goal. And I was like, nah, that's not fair. That's not fair. Guys, we're going to wrap up in a minute. I'm going to wrap up green. I'll give it a couple of minutes. Basuma, 117 passes, 92 completions. This guy is a wonder kid. We've got an absolute superstar in Basuma.
And Maddison, he's going to be our playmaker at last that we've been crying out for.
Maddison.
Ericsson left.
Cool
just amazing.
Kudos is going to West Ham. Wow, if they get Kudos, that's a goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah.
If that is. Let's just see, before we wrap up, is there any new news? Any new news?
They're reporting that Tottenham are going in for Brennan Johnson from Forest and offering Spence on the deal.
No, I think not. West Ham are now open initial talks on Mohamed Kudus. If Paqueta goes to Man City, that's good business, in my opinion. Any more things? I'm just going to see. How about this? We'll finish it off on this, and then I'm going to wrap up because I've got to run off. I've got to run away and leave you lot to do your own thing. We'll move it away from Spurs for just 1 second. Neymar to Al Hilal. Here we go. Thoughts? Is this lad a lad that has completely ruined his career when he could have been considered one of the greatest?
Yeah. He's sold himself out for the dosh like all the others. He's got his career's only just, he's at the pinnacle.
He did that, Kate, and could have redeemed himself. He did that to PSG and got a load of money at PSG. And he could have gone and said, do you know what? I'm going to go there for a couple of years. Then I'm going to go to Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Man City, Man United, whoever, and show that I'm an amazing player. Listen, he's a great football player. But He's basically played at one big football club. Let's be frank.
Exactly, and so he'd never be considered an absolute great that he could have been if he'd have stayed in sort of proper competitive football. I just find it outrageous that all these players that are in the height of their career, all right, if it's their final payday, but when they're in the height of their career, just bailing out and going to Saudi, I can't get my head around it.
I don't like it. I don't like it. All these top players going there. I mean, I genuinely have nothing against Saudi Arabia. And I'm sure the fans over there will absolutely love it because they're getting all these class players. But there's not the history over there when it comes to football. The atmospheres, they're not the same. I've got to be honest. And I just think it's a lot of players who not necessarily ruining their careers, but their careers aren't reaching the heights they could because of money. And some of them I understand it. Obviously, you know, you want to make it the amount of money they're getting, you set them and their family for years and years up. But at the end of the day, I think it's just affecting the reputation of their careers.
Yeah, I agree, Tiger, as well. Yeah, Robbie, I agree. Waste. This is a lad that could have been talked about as one of the greats, and he's just now going to sort of give up his career in that sense. I think listen, each to their own. He's going for the money. Fair play to him. Each to their own. But guys, we're going to wrap up now. I've been going for an hour and 16, so a little bit over than I was going to, but why not? Who's excited for the Man United game? No,
Me.
I am as well.
Excited.
I agree. We're excited for some football. We're playing football again, guys. Guys in the chat, thank you for coming. Thank you for the super chats from Nana Hotspur. Big up to you and big up to Tigaro. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. We're going to wrap up now, and guys, we'll be back tomorrow. We've got 2 shows tomorrow. Morning show, the afternoon lunchtime show, and I'll be back with TJ Warren TV on my channel for another episode of Rivalries where we're going to be talking about Arsenal, talking about Tottenham, and then we'll be moving on through the week. We've got a few things going on. Guys, thank you for coming on. Thank you very much. It's been good. Don't subscribe to these 3 amazing people, guys. Go and sub. Guys, have an amazing week. Have an amazing day. Peace out. Bye, guys.
Coming back.
Here's Kane. He sits on Tottenham's loftiest perch, beyond even the great Greaves. Spurs' most lavish scorer of all.